Hi, I'm Zack Snyder, and today I'm doing the WIRED Autocomplete Interview. I do not Google myself. Googling myself would be a dangerous activity. All right, so what Zack Snyder doing now? Oh, and I answer it. I'm Google. Well, I'm hanging out at the house with my kids, doing school, washing my cars. That's pretty much it. All right, I'm going to do another one. What is Zack Snyder directing style? Wow. Directing is like the managing of an idea, right? So if you have an idea, you have to manage the actors and the photography and stuff. I have a pretty casual style with my people I work with because I just tend to like human beings and I want them to be happy. So I don't torture them too much. That's kind of how I do it. Let's try another one of these things. Oh, I ripped it so you can't see. What is Zack Snyder known for? Right now, I'm known for Justice League, I suppose. People say, like, Zack Snyder Justice League. I did that to myself, unfortunately. People would think I was known for slow motion. I like slow motion. I don't really like slow motion that much. If you do a percentage of slow motion in my movies, I would think you'd find that it's 1% or something like that. I know someone's analyzing it right now and they're gonna say, no, it's 50%. So yeah, I don't know what I'm known for. What is Zack Snyder's Justice League rated for? Rated R for. I think it's rated R for violence and nudity. No, not nudity. That would be cool. You know, the ratings board doesn't like it when superhero movies are violent. So, second card. Here we go. Is Zack Snyder nice? No, he's a jackass. I mean, can you say that you are nice? I don't know that people are allowed to say that. I think you'd have to ask someone, but I like to think that I'm relatively nice. Is Zack Snyder related to Scott Snyder? Sadly, no, because he's a genius, but no, we're not related. Is Zack Snyder an auteur? I think I'm going to leave that up to the audience to decide. Is Zack Snyder a Packer fan? Yes, Zack Snyder is a huge Packer fan. I'm the same age as the Lombardi Trophy. I was born in the first Super Bowl year, and therefore I am kind of a personification of the Super Bowl. Pretty much grew up in Green Bay. And my dad, went to the Ice Bowl game. I would love to make a Vince Lombardi movie at some point. That's a fact. How did Zack Snyder become a director? It's a good question. Well, I started making movies when I was around 11 years old. I saw a movie called Star Wars. I don't know if you're familiar with it. My mom bought me a movie camera, Super 8 movie camera. Just started shooting movies. And then when I got into high school, I would make about a movie a year with my friends, a big movie. We'd make a bunch of smaller movies, but I always make one big project a year. We did like kind of my version of Apocalypse Now, and then I did another black and white film, and I went to film school, and then, yeah. How is Zack Snyder cut different? I don't know, because I never saw the theatrical version of Justice League, so I don't know how it's different, but I'm sure it is. How to watch the Snyder Cut. There's a lot of different ways you can watch it. It's divided into chapters, so of course you can watch it piece by piece. I say the best way to watch it is with an intermission after All the King's Horses, which is one of the chapters, about 2 hours and 20 minutes into the movie. This chapter will come up, you pause it, you go to the bathroom, you get your chips or whatever you're eating, and you watch the rest of the movie. So that's how I would do it. I appreciate everyone's personal styles when it comes to watching the movie. How to watch Zack Snyder Army of the Dead? Well, first of all, Netflix or in a theater for a week before it comes out. You're never going to want to stop it. It's too insane. So yeah, I would say you just sit and enjoy. Okay, why Zack Snyder? Why Zack Snyder is best at what? Okay. Well, that's just a great search if someone's doing that search. Why Zack Snyder is famous? I'm not sure. weirdly, I was getting a coffee on the way down here, and I had my mask on and everything, and this girl leaned out of the car, and she goes, "My dad said you look like Zack Snyder." And I said, "I am Zack Snyder." And she was like, "We just saw Justice League. It's awesome." Wow. And I was like, "You're nerds, by the way, just so you know. If you recognize me with a mask on, you're nerds." But that's cool. I love nerds, so it's cool. Why Zack Snyder tattoos? Why do I have tattoos? They're all sort of related to my kids and my family. So, that's kind of cliche, but it's fun. Why Zack Snyder zombies? I think the great thing about zombies is like, they're very sort of postmodern. It's like, what if the monster was just society, And that's kind of fun, so. Who's Zack Snyder? So I'm getting it now. Each one's slightly different. Who is Zack Snyder's wife? Oh, Deborah Snyder, a genius producer and manager of my insanity. Oh no, I revealed two at once. I won't look at that one. Who is Zack Snyder? It's kind of everything we've been talking about. At the end of this whole thing, you can kind of glue it together and figure out kind of what I'm about. Who is the villain in Zack Snyder's Justice League? Who's the real villain? It's Darkseid, really. I mean, I think you could get a sense that Steppenwolf is the bad guy, but he's also kind of likable in a weird way. He's just trying to get home. Who is Zack Snyder's favorite director? That's a really good question. Probably John Boorman is my favorite director. I'm a huge fan, a talented filmmaker who tells like really mythic stories, and I'm into that. So, does Zack Snyder, let's not tear it off, have Instagram? I do not have an Instagram, and I'll tell you why. Full disclosure that I am a brand ambassador of Vero, which is the social media platform that I prefer, although I do have a Twitter account. It's probably this next question. Does Zack Snyder have a brother? Well, yes, I had a brother. Sadly, he passed away when I was in my teens, but he was a huge influence on me. In the high school I went to, in the boarding school I went to, there was a Sam Snyder Award. Amazing guy. So, yes. Does Zack Snyder write comics? I have not written a comic. I should. So maybe after this, I'll go write a comic. Note to self, write a comic. And then does Zack Snyder like Marvel? I do like Marvel. I like Marvel movies and I like Marvel comics. The Hulk has always been one of my favorites, forever. And Iron Man. The answer is yes. I do like Marvel. Okay, I made a mess.